Hello, Malvina. Thank you for being here. I invited you today because I would like to talk to you about learning English. So I met Malvina 5 years ago when I moved to Brighton, and yeah, she's Polish. And yeah, we will talk with her about how is learning English for an Italian person and for a Polish person. Okay, so let's start. Can you describe English with 3 words?
Yes, I was thinking about that one, and I think I would say easygoing, playful, and maybe fun, because it's very
Okay.
easy and it's really fun to speak English actually.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess is simpler than Polish as a language.
Much easier, yes.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
easygoing because you can use so many words to describe anything, and it's very easy to just think about it. So yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah, I agree on the easygoing. Yeah, totally. And so, did you know any English when you first moved to the UK?
Yes, because I was living 1.5 year in Holland first, so I was speaking English, but just with immigrants. So I had no British at all. So I came to England with thinking like, yeah, okay, I can speak English, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the case at all.
Okay. So, when you arrived to England, your English was worse than you expected?
Much worse, and I think because speaking with immigrants, the accent is completely different than you coming to UK. So then it took me like 2 weeks crying that I couldn't understand anything, and I was watching TV because I just needed to used to with the accent. So I felt very, very. I had the low doubts about myself with my English. I knew that I cannot speak English at that point.
Yeah, yeah. But did you study English before going to Holland?
Yes, just in school, but to be honest, that didn't help me at all, even in Holland. So it was
Okay.
really very basic, and I wasn't a very great student to be focused on English. I was more with math. So when I came
Okay.
to different country, it was just not coming from school, my English at all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, it was the same for me actually, because I studied English at school for many years. But when I arrived to England, my English was very poor, and
Yes.
yeah, I don't
You don't
know.
realize at school, you don't realize how much you need to
Yeah,
use it and how much you have to learn because you don't have this contact. But then you going to the country and it's like, okay, now I don't remember anything from school because I never pay attention. So yeah.
yeah. And how is it in Poland? Because in Italy, for example, in school, we focus a lot on grammar, and
This
we don't speak basically. I mean, we
same,
speak, but
absolutely the same.
same.
And
Okay.
at school is always that you have two languages to learn. So you're focusing, for example, I was starting Germany and English, and then it was French and English. So it was more confusing, I think. Thinking now it's more confusing to go to different countries with different language if you're coming from school from basics grammar. And I don't remember
Yeah.
nothing, actually,
Yeah.
absolutely nothing from it.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
And when you were in Holland only, in England afterwards, did you take some English course or?
No, never, never.
Okay. Okay.
I
And
just, yeah, tell me.
did you study by yourself or you just practice?
Well, first I had no really contact with English spoken people, so it took me very long time to feel confident to speak. But actually watching movies with subtitles and speaking with people at work, that
Yeah.
helped me to learn and to understand English more. But I never took a course or I didn't go to school or anything. I didn't focus on that one at all.
Yeah. So do you think that in your learning grammar hadn't got a big part?
Um, Honestly, I have no clue about grammar. to
Okay.
officially, because I used to speak and hear, so it's so natural to go with it. So I don't know the rules. Well, of course I know the rules, but it's just so natural coming when you're talking. But if I have to explain to someone, it's really difficult because I never had this first like book
Yeah.
to see
I
what
see.
the rules are. So it's very natural just to speak, and I know how it's supposed to go. So it's a
Yeah.
bit different, with learning.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's very cool actually. And yeah, okay. So, how long did it take for you to become fluent in English?
That's tricky because I would say 2 years it took me confidence to actually call to like gas supplier or something like
Yeah.
the confidence grow like I think 2 years, but to speak fluently because I changed countries in between UK, so it took me maybe 5 years when I felt like okay, now I can totally speak with someone with confidence. But also
Yeah.
it depends of how you speak with the person English level. If someone is coming new to England and their English is very bad comparing to you, then you feel that you speak English. But then if you speak with British person, you feel, oh, maybe not that, you still have something to learn.
Yeah.
But I think that if you feel that you speak fluent is also your confidence, because you can speak badly, but if you're confident, you can learn and you can speak, and then you think like you speak fluently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So
true.
the
That's
confidence, I
true.
think, is the key as well to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, but I agree with you on the 2 years because I remember for me after 1 year, yeah, my English was was a good level, but I didn't feel so confident.
Yeah.
And then after another year, a bit better, but I still feel I can improve. So I
I
think it
think
takes a
this
long
is the
time.
case that you can always improve. If this is your second language, so it's like there is never gonna be perfect. You always can improve. There is always something to learn. And with the confidence, I think it's the same, like speaking on the phone. You can speak with British person or you can speak with the Hindi person, and your level of English is different. You're putting your accent on, you're putting the different way of speaking. So it's very, very, unbalanced, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fluency, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that now, knowing English, would it be easier for you to learn a third language? For
Yeah, I
example,
think so.
Italian?
I
Yeah.
do believe so, yes. And I think also living in different country with other nationalities is opening your mind a little bit to different languages.
Yeah.
So it's not like strict like at school in your nation, in your mother country, that you have to learn. And if you speak 2 languages, it's easier to catch up something else, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think I could catch up a tiny bit of Polish from you.
You are. You are.
Yeah. Okay. What else? I have a lot of questions for you.
Go for it.
Okay. For me, being Italian, I find very difficult English pronunciation. Is it the same for you? And if not, what is the biggest difficulty you have encountered in learning English?
Well, I guess that's not the case. I think more was some words like using th in English.
Okay, yeah.
Because th in English they're using the tongue out like a th. So it's really, really difficult for me still to think about this, that this is the letter, that this is how you're saying. So this is really difficult. But even the word pronounce, it's making hard for me to say because I'm not using it. So as soon as I used the words that I had difficulty with, then it was easy, so it wasn't, I didn't feel it difficult to speak English at all. It was more with the confidence and then just practicing, to say the words that you can't actually say it. So Well, with Italian maybe it's a bit different because yes, your language is different than Polish. We have a lot of different sounds, so it's easier for us to speak English because it's limited sounds in English.
I see.
So it's a bit easier. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, so in Polish, you already have all sounds English uses.
Yes.
Yeah, except from the
TH.
TH.
TH, yeah, it was something surprising, like, okay, something new to learn and to use it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, do you ever have the feeling that in particular situation you express yourself better in English? And if so, in which situation?
I think most of the time at the moment. Just because in English is the way you saying things is there easy and you don't have to put the like a respect. For example, you, because in England you can say you to the older person, and you can to completely stranger at shop and it's you, how are you, and all the stuff. And in Polish it's very strict. Who do you speak to, and the respect of the how official you have to speak. So if I have to speak in English, it's much easier for me to communicate than in Polish. Okay, I'm Polish, but it's easier for me now I prefer to call on the phone to someone in English than in Polish because I feel a bit silly speaking in Polish so official, you know. And in English it's very easygoing. That's why I said it's easygoing.
Yeah, it's actually the same in Italian. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And and that's something I really like of English as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's more easy. You're right.
It's more easy. On the other hand, you can see that in England using please and thank you a lot.
Yeah.
And in Poland, not that much. So it's very rude for me to say in English, can you hand me this cup of tea? And if I'm not saying please, they can be offended. But if I'm gonna say this in Polish, they think I'm posh. Why are you talking so? Like, you don't have to ask me, you know, just tell me. So the difference is, yes, there's some situation I prefer English than Polish.
Yeah. I understand because I took the habit to say thank you a lot. And nowadays, sometimes I feel weird because, I mean, I live in Italy now, so maybe it's too much for other people. Yeah. But
you can see that sometimes on the person that you're talking to or asking for something. It's just like they look at you and I'm like, why are you so polite? You don't have to be so polite. But it's just, it's natural now after English speaking.
Yeah, but is this something you like of English? This politeness?
Yes and no. I'm still trying to use, especially at work. It's like for me, if I'm saying I'm supervisor, so if I'm saying to someone you have to do your job, why should I ask them please? For me, it doesn't make sense, but for them, obviously, it's logic. So it can be they can be offended, or it seems that I'm rude if I'm not asking them politely. So I like it, but I don't sometimes. Yes.
I understand. Yeah. Okay. Another question. Maybe the last one. Do you think that nowadays you think more in Polish or in English?
In English. I think in English. I dream in English, and I don't speak Polish that much. So maybe this one as well. I speak and I watch the telly in English. I read in English. So I think that's the case in here, that I'm thinking in English. But if I'm doing some notes, for example, at work or at home, I'm doing notes, they are half-half. I can have a page half Polish and then I'm switching to English, but it all makes sense for me. So it's I'm never taking focus on which language I'm thinking or, you know, writing. So, but I think it's more English. Yeah. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'm
of course. I think when I lived in England, for me it was half-half. Yeah. Now, of course, I think mostly in Italian, but sometimes in English. If I'm doing something in English. But
I don't
And
know where was that
things
point that I
differently.
stopped translating in my mind, because you cannot
Yeah.
see that point when you stop translating. You just think in English when you speak in English. And in the beginning, it was completely, I was thinking in Polish and trying to speak English. So I couldn't. That
Yeah.
was this blockage, that you cannot speak because you're translating. So I don't know how long it took me, but now thinking in English is much easier just to speak.
Yeah. I understand. And do you have a piece of advice to give to people who are learning English?
Speak. Just don't be afraid. Even if you're making mistakes, you can do the same mistake 100 times. This is how you're learning. So if someone is correcting you, that's the way you're learning. If someone is not correcting you, you will never learn. So just speak up. I think that's the advice, definitely.
Yeah, I think this is the best advice. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Malvina. And okay, if you like the video, you can subscribe to my channel, and see you at the next video. Bye bye.
Thank you, Maria.